Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Rice and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. There's a very special treat for today as I'm doing my first ever reaction video. I will be not only reacting to, but also explaining some of the medical stuff that's going on when Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley. I've heard a lot about this fight, but I haven't actually seen the knockout punch myself, so I'm really excited to get in. Let's go. So let's take a look here. He's going. Oh! Oh my goodness. That was crazy. Did you see that? All right, I gotta watch this again. Oh my gosh. That is wild. What? There's gotta be a slow-mo version, right? Oh! Oh, look at him. He's out, completely cold. And he just... Wow, okay, that was crazy. Let's talk about this a little bit and explain a little bit of the medical side of what's happening. So right off the bat, I think it's important to understand a little bit exactly how the brain works in order to really fully comprehend how a single punch, though somewhat seemingly obvious, can cause loss of consciousness, but actually leads to someone getting knocked out. The brain is composed of a bunch of neurons which act as tiny wires that carry electrical signals all throughout the brain. These electric signals are communicated throughout the brain via these neurons and essentially control your entire body with all of its functionality. There are specific regions of the brain where these neurons work in tandem that allow us to move our arms, say when we have a delicious cheeseburger in front of us and we bring it up to our mouth to take that first precious bite, or even to control our legs when we want to walk or perhaps run towards an ice cream truck. I'm really hungry right now, so I apologize for all the food analogies. Although I'm not that sorry, because who doesn't love food? In particular, there's a region of the brain where all of these neurons form and meet to create electrical signals that allow us to control our breathing, digestion of food, blinking, etc., things that are outside of our control. This region of the brain is located at the base of the skull, and it's known as the brainstem. Whenever a boxer, especially one who's the size of Jake Paul, who's about 6'1", 190 pounds or so, throws a punch with that much weight behind it, they're placing a lot of force into the body of another individual. Obviously, in this case, Jake Paul threw a massive right hook into the skull of Tyron, which transferred all of that energy into his skull and into his brain. When that high amount of energy was transferred into Woodley's brain, it led to those electrical signals becoming disrupted, and the brain really doesn't know what to do. And in times that the brain doesn't know what to do, it loves to shut down, and a shut down brain leads to loss of consciousness, or unable to fire in the correct patterns in order to provide the right electrical signals, which leads to things like dizziness, nausea, headache, and visual problems, all of the common symptoms that you see from a concussion. What takes a lot of time to recover from a head injury, and you even see this within the concussion protocols that are placed in the NFL, is that the brain has to adjust to the swelling that's occurred due to the trauma, as well as recalibrating those neurons, allowing them to fire and wire in the proper direction to get the electrical signals where they need to go. Once the brain heals and the swelling goes down and these electrical signals are firing in tandem again, the brain becomes happy and you get better. So I think a final point to address in answering a particular question is, why don't all punches to the face actually lead to loss of consciousness? Well, I think there are two primary reasons for this. One is fairly obvious and the other is not so obvious. The more obvious reason is that the punch originally did not give enough force to cause substantial trauma to the brain. Without enough force into the skull and eventually into the brain, there's not enough energy to disrupt the mechanics of those neurons. The second reason, which is a bit more subtle, comes from the fact that when we know a punch is coming toward our face, we reflexively begin to flex the muscles in our neck. The tensed neck muscles allows the force from that punch to be dispersed all throughout your head and your neck, taking that pressure off of your brain. If you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, please let me know by leaving a comment down below. Be sure to stay in tune and check out new and exciting content coming out soon, and I will see you all on the next one. So in particular, there's a region of the brain. There's a region of the brain. That doesn't even make sense. The tensed neck muscles. Yes. The tensed neck muscle. I can't even do it.